Alright everyone, who's in the mood for some bad British horror? Freddy?
Yes.
Scarecrow guy?
Yes.
Clown guy?
Yes.
Well alright then, if you guys are ready, let's get started.
Alrighty then.
Greetings friends and welcome back to the 3-Minute Horror Show. My name is Ben, your host, and I love horror movies. In fact, I watch the bad movies so that you don't have to. You're welcome. Today I'll be reviewing the movie Freddy's Fridays from 2023. This is a movie about a guy who sacrifices women to a random assortment of demon characters for power, and one of the demons just happens to look like a dollar store version of a Five Nights at Freddy's guy. This movie was directed by Ben J. Williams. That's the guy that directed Spiders on a Plane. Watch my video about that one if you haven't already seen it. And it was distributed by bad British horror label ITN. I wonder what ITN stands for. Maybe It's True Nonsense? What do you think ITN stands for? Leave it below in the comments. Freddy's Fridays is currently streaming here in Canada on Tubi. Some creep named Todd hires a lady of the night to read Latin from a book made out of skin that has a moving eye in the cover. Against her better judgment, she does, and a quartet of really stupid-looking demons appear. One is a scarecrow. One looks like a Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic dog thing. One looks like a rag doll. And one looks like one of the killer clowns from outer space. They stab her up pretty good and remove her head. Todd is locked into some sort of agreement with these weird guys and owes them 2 more bodies after this one, but only on Fridays. 6 sex workers have turned up dead so far, and a lady cop has decided that she's going to take this case on, much to the disappointment of her boyfriend. So he dumps her. Good for her though, because the lives of sex workers matter just as much as anyone else's. Alright folks, let's talk about the elephant in the room. This is Five Nights at Freddy's. It's a huge franchise spanning video games, books, toys, merch, and everything that you can think of. It started off as a video game created by a one-man development team. The premise is this. You're a guy who's been hired to watch a pizza joint overnight, and this place is absolutely full of animatronic Chuck E. Cheese type characters. The word on the street is that these robots are evil, and you have to keep an eye on them or they'll kill you. That's all I know about it. Please go easy on me, I'm almost 50 years old. Well, the people behind Five Nights at Freddy's created a movie starring Josh Hutcherson and Matthew Lillard, and it premiered on October 27th, 2023. Can you guess when Freddy's Fridays premiered? That's right. It was October 27th, 2023. Coincidence? I think not.
Huh?
It turns out that the dog monster's name is Frederick, and he's the big boss demon. Legend has it that if you give him 8 people to kill, he'll grant you a wish, and that's what Todd intends to do. The lady cop goes undercover to find Todd at an adult club, and he manages to kidnap another sex worker to sacrifice. Since this cop is like the worst cop ever, she doesn't even bother to call for backup at all, and follows him right into a satanic dungeon. She ends up calling her artist ex-boyfriend to rescue her from the dungeon. She is a cop, and she's calling a civilian in to bail her out of trouble. Before that though, she steals the eyeball book made of flesh from Todd's lair. In retaliation for this affront, the monsters murder her ex. Better Fridays than Freddy's Fridays. This Friday is Friday, and it stars Ice Cube. This Friday is Next Friday, and it's the sequel to Friday starring Ice Cube. This Friday is Friday After Next, and it's the sequel to Next Friday and Friday starring Ice Cube. This Friday is Friday the Day, and I like to call it Fry-yay. Yay! The lady cop confronts Todd, meanwhile her BFF Jess reads from the eyeball flesh book. She finds a way to kill Frederick and the demons, but then she gets smoked too. Spoiler alert, you have to kill them with their own weapons. At one point, the chief of police, who this lady cop deals with directly on this Todd and the Demons operation from this point on, says that they should be calling the police. Again, they are the police. And yet, these two still don't call for any backup. Very funny. This movie is bonkers. So I think we've established that this movie is a super dumb cash grab based on Five Nights at Freddy's name recognition and is absolutely not worth the film it's printed on. It was more competently made than some of the terrible things that I watch, but not by much. But if you're in the mood for some standard ITN nonsense, this will not disappoint. This was an absolutely terrible movie, and I rate Freddy's Fridays a 2 out of 10. As always, a link to my letterboxd appears in the video's description. Please leave me a like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does boost my engagement and helps my channel grow. Smell you later, nerds!
Do you want me to shit in some more? We'll be good.
Sorry, it's really hard to say Hutcherson.